Alright, YouTube, today we're checking out some of the craziest torture methods that people have used. Sorry, worst punishments. Which is really just people torturing people. Like in medieval times, you could steal a piece of bread and they'd hang you from your feet above a river. But if you all do enjoy today's video, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want to see me watch in the future. Alright, let's check this out.
Let's start with the bad and slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares. Number 10, the Rat Dungeon. If you were alive in London during the medieval period, you would have definitely heard about the Rat Dungeon, since this punishment struck paralyzing fear into the hearts of even the most hardened criminals. This was a cell that was located at the bottom of the London Tower, where prisoners were shackled and chained in complete darkness. But here's the thing, the dungeon was connected to the nearby river and just below the river's waterline, so that when the water levels rose, all the rats that lived along the riverbed would be pushed out of their shelters and forced to swim downstream. This would of course lead the hungry and angry rats towards the entrance of the dungeon, where they would then come face to face with the prisoner. But to the unlucky prisoner, he never actually saw anything, and all he would hear were the soft scurries of the rats' feet entering the dungeon. And in a matter of minutes, these soft noises were in the hundreds.
Fuck that. Dude, just chop my head off before you let hundreds of rats eat me. Being in pitch black darkness by itself is already uncomfortable. And I gotta listen to rats, hundreds of rats, scurrying their little nasty ass feet around me before they eat me. Go ahead and take me out this bitch. Just kill me. That is worse than death. Dude, I think about this often, actually. It's kind of weird. People in medieval times, they did some of the most horrific shit. If you can think of something horrible, they probably did it worse than what you can imagine. And why is everything always involving fucking rats? Why is it always rats? I guess it's because it's all they really had access to. What do they have the most of? Rats. Because everything they have is just disgusting. They throw their shit in the streets, just out the window, chucking a bucket of shit. So yeah, I understand it, because that's all they had was shit and rats.
Number 9, the rack. This was
I've
yet
heard of
another
this one.
punishment that took place in the London Tower.
Insane.
The rack was a torture device that was used in many places throughout history. This form of punishment was originally designed for getting a confession, usually from criminals, slaves.
For confessions? They don't interrogate you. They stretch your spine until all of you just fucking fall apart. That's how you get a confession? Granted, they probably have a 100% success rate, because I'll be honest, even if I'm not guilty, if I wasn't even in the state when the crime happened, I'm gonna tell you that I did that shit, just so you take me off of that thing.
Or prisoners of war. The device looked like a large ladder, but instead of secure steps, they would actually rotate like a rolling pin. You see, when a prisoner was placed on the rack, he would have his feet and wrists tied to a ratchet pulley system, where 2 legal officials would slowly tighten the ropes and locking them in place, placing an increasing amount of strain on the prisoner's shoulders, hips, knees, and elbows with every single turn. This was all done to get information, but of course, a lot of the times the truth was not accepted as reality, and the prisoner would then begin to say whatever he believed the officials wanted to hear. Sometimes it would work and the prisoners would be let go, while other times they would be tortured even more for lying.
What are these images, by the way? That's insane. Like, I want to know what demonic freak invents this shit. Yes, the Emperor wants me to get confessions. How should I go about it? Oh yes, I'll stretch you until you pop. And you're either gonna tell me that you did it or die. So there's just, you can't be innocent. That's not an option. Innocence is not a thing. We have the suspect in custody, it just means you're guilty. No way out.
Number 8. Keel hauling. This brutal punishment was carried out at sea on sailors
I don't think I've heard of this one.
Violent towards others and would usually result in death. Keel hauling would start with a sailor having his arms tied with a rope, then looped around the entire circumference of the ship before being tied off to his feet. The sailor would then be thrown overboard while the group of men on board pulled on the rope to slowly drag him around the outside of the ship, including over the keel, which is how this punishment gets its name. But a lot of the times, the sailor wouldn't even have to worry about it, since they were dead before they ever reached it. Kinda just depends on how hard the guys on the rope feel like working that day. Not only would the sailors be drowning and getting their backs and necks broken on the keel, they were also getting sliced apart like a cheese grater by all the sharp barnacles on the outside of the ship. But if by some miracle a sailor actually happens to make it all the way around the ship without dying, one of 3 things will happen. 1, he would be sent for round 2, and for sure be dead by then. 2, be freed and allowed back on the ship, where he would then slowly die to infections. Or 3, live the rest of his life single and being made fun of, since he was now fully covered in scars from head to toe.
Dude, just kill me at that point. Just kill me. Why? Well, oh, what's with all the just shoot me. Just blow my head smooth off. Cheese grater me on barnacles. Just let the sharks have their way with me.
Number 7, crushed by elephants. Now we are getting to the part of the list where living is no longer an option. This form of punishment has been used by many.
They were an option before? What video have you all been watching? Because I don't think anybody survived the first 3.
Countries throughout history, but was most recently used by India in the 19th century, which is really not that long ago if you really think about it. Like, your great-grandma could have witnessed one of these. What type of crimes would you have to commit to be crushed by an elephant, you might ask? Well, apparently if you failed to pay your taxes, that was good enough. And of course, stealing or...
Of course, it's always fucking taxes. It's always taxes. It's like they always say, you're only guaranteed 2 things, death and taxes. And if you don't pay your taxes, they're gonna have an elephant crush your skull. Are my taxes really that deep that you have to have an elephant stomp my skull in?
Number 6, impalement. Probably one of the grossest and most cruel forms of punishment on the list. This has been used by a few countries throughout history, but was most recently used in Egypt in the 17th century, usually against criminals that were highway robbers, grave thieves, or anyone who would try and start a rebellion. This punishment would start by having a criminal lay flat on their stomachs with their arms tied behind their back. They would then be sliced open with a razor to increase the size of their back door.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. How do you get people to carry out these punishments? You're gonna slice open my asshole and shove a pike through it because I was grave robbing? What the fuck? This is some shit the Joker wouldn't even think of doing to people.
And as soon as that incision was made, the cut would be lathered with paste to instantly stop the blood. They would then thrust in a long wooden stake that was the width of a man's arm, which was sharply tapered on one end. They then begin to hit the wooden stake with the mallet, pushing it further and further in. And of course, the stake was greased up beforehand to make this process a lot smoother.
Of course it was.
Once the stake has popped out of the criminal's shoulder, head, or mouth, they were pretty much long gone.
No shit.
He is then planted next to a busy road.
Look at this visual, man. First of all, how is this picture even allowed on YouTube? That's insane. And then they put them up like decorations in the town square. All right, I got one more I want to watch because I've heard of this one before, and it's horrendous.
Number 4, rats. This is one of the most sick punishments in all of human history, and it involves the use of rats. I will cover 2 of them here as they are very similar. The first use of this form of punishment dates back to 1568 during the 80 Years' War. A Dutch leader named itz-nob would often use this method of punishment, which involved placing a rat inside of a clay bowl, then placing it topside down on a prisoner's stomach, chest, face, or groin. Then the back of the bowl would be heated with either a torch or some coals, causing the rat to go into a full-on panic, trying to escape from the heat. And its only way out was to burrow into the human. Once inside, it would continue to chew and tear apart whatever was in its way, desperately searching for a way out.
These fucking people make King Von look like a saint. Like, what happened to the good old-fashioned guillotine? At least that one was quick. You're telling me you're gonna have a rat eat its way through my intestines and slowly die? Because I stole an apple from the market? Dude, people used to do some absolutely insane shit. Like, you could be a girl that knows how to do math. Witch! She's a witch! Burn her at the stake. Because she solved a math problem. Like, what? I don't understand how humanity as a species has survived this long.
Eventually, the rat finds its way out of the maze and survives. The same could not be said for the prisoner. But the second method was much, much worse.
How?
And was highly secretive, since it was used under the guidance of the dictator Augusto Pinochet, where he held power from 1976 through
1976? What the this is recent.
1983. They called it the rectoscope.
Oh, fuck,
and I'm sure
no.
you have already figured out where this is going. Yes, it's exactly what you think. They would place a tube on a prisoner's back door, then insert a rat inside of the tube. The rat would then begin to burrow its way in. These people were so sick that they actually expected the prisoners to answer questions while this was going on. Eventually, the rat would find its way in and begin to move forward to find its way out. Nobody really knows how many people died from—
Bro, just send me to the pearly gates. Just take my ass out. Don't shove a rat up my ass. Like, how do you get people to carry out these punishments? How are you gonna look at a dude and be like, this guy needs to answer some questions? I want you to shove a rat up his ass. I'd be like, what did he do? Gun down an orphanage? How are you deserving of that? It's truly astonishing, the shit that people have done. And apparently, in the fucking 80s, we're still doing. I'm fucking mind blown. This shit is incredible. And I pray to God that people aren't still doing this, which I'm sure they are, which is absolutely insane. But that's all I've got for you all today. I'm sure that's plenty. My brain is fried at this point. But if you all did make it this far into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for me. And I'm going to go think about life for a while. I might go lay in the yard, feel the grass between my toes. But I will catch you all later. All right. Peace.